It was a listener request that we do a haul of what is in our medicine cabinet. That is what we're going to do today. Welcome to Under the Sun Podcast.
I'm Irene.
And I'm Ilea. We're so glad you're here. Grab a hot
or iced coffee and join us as we talk about everything under the sun.
Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of Under the Sun Podcast. As you may notice, things look a little differently today. Same story, different week, but this week is different because of two reasons. One, obviously my co-host is not here. Her and her husband Jacob, my brother, are finishing up their renovation on their RV and they have to finish it in the month of June. So I was like, hey, do you just need me to record an episode without you? And she was like, yes, please. And so here I am, and what we are doing today is something that we've never done before because it maybe seemed a little bit too complicated. I don't know. It just hasn't been at the top of our list, but it was a listener request that we do a haul of what is in our medicine cabinet. That is what we're going to do today. So it's maybe going to be long, maybe going to be short. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I'll kind of just run through. I just pulled out my entire medicine cabinet and then a couple of DIY things that I've made. And I'll share the things that we're out of right now. I guess there's three things that are different about this episode. Also, you're in my kitchen. I guess we've done lots of these episodes in my kitchen before, but we're at a different angle. And we are so close of friends that I did not bother to clean for you. I didn't. The back is definitely filled with dishes and my island is filled with stuff because guess what? I'm a real person and I live in my home. We live we make 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, plus snacks and meal prep every single day. So I chose to record this episode in an imperfect fashion to hopefully, just if a mom is listening out there and she's like, oh, my kitchen is a mess too, and you've been not doing a certain thing because your house doesn't look a certain way or whatever, just do it. Who cares? If you don't like it, if you don't like that my house isn't perfect, you can go listen to a different podcast. Anywho, I'm saucy today. Let's do this. For all the listeners who are going to be like, why is she so winded? It's because I'm pregnant. It's because I'm 23 weeks pregnant. There's a big belly right here. I pulled out a bunch of things. I did not grab every single DIY thing because I kind of want to have a separate episode where, I don't know if it's I show you the product I've made that I've duped and how I've modified it and how it's comparable to what's on the market today. I don't know how to, it's going to be a whole episode in itself. So right now we're just going to start with what is in our medicine cabinet. And this is by any means not medical advice. This is just our personal preferences. Also, this is not me saying that you need to go out and buy every single one of these supplements right now, because for one thing, that would be thousands of dollars and we've acquired these over time. And we don't take every single supplement every single day or every single season of the year. It's very dependent. Right now, I'm taking different things because I am pregnant. And so there are supplements in here that I was taking before I got pregnant to prep my body for pregnancy. So all that being said, we can all just do the best we can with what we have. We say it all the time on this podcast. You're probably sick of hearing it, but I know sometimes Instagram can be super overwhelming because people are like, this brand is awesome. Take this brand all the time. It's so great for you. And then there'll be another post that's like, that has heavy metals in it, or that source weird. You almost can't win. And I feel like I'm in this space and I research all the time. Hold on, my friend Emma Schmidt is FaceTiming me and she just had twins. Hold on. I'm recording a podcast, but I'll stop. I can talk to you later. Okay, sorry about that. I am back. My friend just had twins, and so I wanted to hear from her and, I don't know, just see her cute little new nuggets. Anywho, okay. I can't remember where I left off, but this is not medical advice. This is just things that we personally use in our home, and we don't take them 100% of the time. Yada, yada, yada. Do your own research and buy the best sourcing that you can. And sometimes it depends on our budget. If we need a supplement and it's not in the budget that month, then we adjust the sourcing. You can't do the absolute best all the time sometimes. So, okay, let's just dive right in. Okay. This one's kind of old and actually how do I do this? There's so many. This is my basket that I pulled from that cabinet back there. Do I just dive in? Do I do tinctures first? What do I do? I probably should have organized this, but it was absolute chaos in my cabinet anyways. So actually, before we get started, I have these iodine swabs that I've had for a little while, and I'm going to test my iodine levels. Let's see, right here on camera. So it's 312. Just going to break this. Let it fill. Paint it on. And then if it's still there in an hour, I'm good. If it disappears in an hour, I was deficient in iodine. So there it is. Can't tell if my lens is overexposed, but any hoozle fritz. Okay, we'll just go one by one. We have a couple different vitamin C's in here. I have this from Source Naturals. It's just vitamin C. It's a powder form. You can just put it in your water. I really like to make like a Spindrift or whatever your bubbly water of choice is with some vitamin C, a Spindrift, some like lemon or lime, and ice. And maybe like we get like a lot of frozen cherries or frozen raspberries or something. And so make a little fun drink. Before I was pregnant, I was taking Morinda Supreme, which is from Supreme Nutrition. That is an excellent antifungal. And I was taking that to prep my body for pregnancy. One that is pregnancy safe is Scutellaria Supreme, also from Supreme Nutrition. It's an antifungal, antimicrobial, but more gentle and pregnancy safe. I guess I'll make a category of like what I'm taking pregnancy safe wise. Ultramag by Source Naturals. Again, this is like a brand that is, I think, the healthiest within budget. So this is like 5-in-1 bioavailable magnesium, relaxes muscles and calms nerves. So when I was like cramping a lot, I was taking a lot of this, and let's see, where is it at? Ultramag, which has magnesium citrate, glycinate, malate, and taurate. And then also this Bio Optimizers Magnesium Breakthrough. It's the unflavored one. It's the one with the least amount of ingredients. And it has 8 forms of magnesium. It has citrate, orotate, taurate, malate, oxide, disglycinate, carbonate, chelate, and it tastes like nothing. I do the same thing. I'll add this into a Spindrift or something and make like a little like fun drink that makes me feel like I'm having a cocktail, even though I don't drink anymore. But if I can't poop, I have this magnesium citrate. Actually, we've had it for a really long time. The bad thing about it is it has citric acid in it, but it's what we have. And if I'm having digestion problems, it works like a charm. So you just do the best you can with what you got. Wow. How many times am I going to say that this time? When I was home, and I was having like a bleeding spell and I needed supplements, I was very limited on what I could do because I couldn't, like I couldn't drive for a little while because I like everything I did made me crampy. And so like the thought of like picking up, like getting my child ready, putting her in the car, driving across town to a supplement store that I trust, coming back home didn't work. So I actually downloaded Instacart for a little bit. And so I have a couple of the vitamin shops, just like the methylfolate and the K2, which actually at one point, it doesn't matter. You didn't, well, actually, it's my podcast, whatever. I went to the vitamin shop to get the vitamin D I typically get, which is vitamin D3 K2. It's somewhere in here. We'll get to it. But they were out. And so they only had this one, which I don't really recommend, Garden of Life. They sold out in 2022. But, you know, again, best you can with what you got. And like, we don't really have that many stores around us that are health advanced. So like we have the vitamin shops and a couple like shops that are, I thought I didn't hit record, a little bit more crunchy, but like that's kind of it. Like we don't really have that many options. So this was vitamin D3 K2 with zinc. I have switched. I have gotten our D3 K2 and orthomolecular, which is in here in this basket somewhere. And then I just have like a zinc supplement. This is our fridge basket that this just stays in our fridge. And this is just Mary Ruth's Megadose Zinc. I don't love that this one, it's like, you know, you go to the store and you went to buy it and I was really deficient in iodine because it's almost gone. That's been like 5 minutes. They didn't have any of the unflavored ones. So this one's blueberry, which I don't love just because I don't like the flavor of it, but it is what it is. We have our Rogers Hood Parasite Cleanse, which you can use code UTSP10 to do that. I would not recommend it while you're pregnant. But Dave has done it a couple of times. I have done it a couple of times, and it's just a good reset for your gut. Like it throws all things out of whack. So we have these, the whole kit and caboodle, and then also the Cinnabon is in here somewhere, but I can't find it. Again, I did not plan this in advance. Curamin, the extra strength. We have this. Dave has a scoliosis and a lot of neck pain, and actually we've been trying to bring down his pain levels and inflammation a lot. So if he's having discomfort, he'll use Curamin, and also we have him on 2 pharmaceuticals, which is rare. It's rare, but it's to serve a purpose for a short amount of time. It's the 2 that were illegal or like really terrible in the media during Schmovid. So actually, are they in here? Yes. It rhymes with schmoxy schmolorquin and schmivermectin. So that's what he's on right now. Which is actually helping a lot. I feel like his inflammation has gone way down and his tummy hasn't been as bloated, which is really great. I always have activated charcoal on hand. It's either that or Takasumi, which is also pregnancy safe, but I would double check on the Supreme Nutrition website. Actually, I really like their supplements. It's really, they're really good and solid company. We actually had Noah on our podcast like last year, and we're going to have him on again, I think, to talk about his new prenatal, which I'm going to try out. But I like to have activated charcoal on if like anybody's feeling a little like food poisoning. You can just take 1 or 2. This is not medical advice, and it helps like absorb. Like this is what they give people who are overdosing to like help absorb what is in their stomach. So like if you have, if anybody's feeling like a little just like pukey, I'll like make them take one of these. Or I'll take one of them and it's like, it helps a lot. Let's see. Thyroid 6.5 by Priority One. I did this to help balance my thyroid last year because some of my levels were off, along with like liver. I kind of typically don't buy liver supplements anymore because we get liver with the cow that we purchase from our local farmer. And so I either shred it and put it in our stews all the time. I do that anyways, but especially when I was like trying to get my thyroid in order. And then also I just take it like a pill raw, but that's my own. That's I'm sure a lot of people are going to be grossed out by that, but it works for me. I also take this Nordic Naturals Omega complex, and I did this especially while pregnant. It has EPA and DHA, which is good for lots of things, and then omega 6 and 9. So I take that, which is I like, and then methylated folate. My prenatal currently, which actually I'm going to try out Noah Leibowitz's new one, but I'm trying right now the organic prenatal multivitamin from Mama Natural. I had her book for Leora's pregnancy, and it was really, really nice. Walked you through a lot, but it's all like food based. So it has A, C, D, E, K, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, B6, folate. It's not methylated, but it's from a food source. So your body can easily methylate it. But if you have real bad methylation problems, I thought it was just better safe than sorry to take a methylated folate. And so I did that especially in the beginning, the first like 12 weeks, especially while the spine is developing. And anyways, it has a lot of great ingredients. You can look it up, and it hasn't made me want to puke. So that's great. But they are kind of big. Here, let me show you. They are kind of big, but it's just one a day. I don't know if you can tell in comparison to my nose. But I've liked those so far, but I'm going to try Noah's. Also, we have, this is something I'm taking while pregnant, reishi mushroom. That is, I'm trying to go somewhat in order, or things that I'm taking currently pregnancy safe. We did my first midwife appointment she did a whole bunch of blood work and she was like, while I'm doing this, is there anything you want to run? So I had her run another thyroid panel, a hemoglobin A1C, because I was feeling like a little like lightheaded if I didn't eat, but I think that was maybe something to do with the hematoma, but so all that was fine. But my thyroid was a little bit out of whack. And I also tested positive for GBS, which I did with Leora, and then I corrected it. And then I also had a UTI, and I knew that because I could tell. Prior to having Leo, I was like really prone to UTIs, and then I healed all that. And then I don't know, there's something with this pregnancy. I also seemed a little UTI. So, man, winded. If you've been pregnant, you know. Urinary X by Life Seasons. My midwife recommended it. It has grapefruit seed, caprylic acid, D-mannose, cranberry, and uva ursi. I've been taking this while pregnant. I take it 3 every morning. And then I'll also like pair it a little while later with oil of oregano. I actually have a whole bunch of oil of oregano I make myself. But we just had this. So sometimes it's just easier to use the dropper that's already made. My gosh, I'm getting a lot of pills out. I already said this, Reishi Supreme by Supreme Nutrition, which is really awesome. This is another, actually, I think this might be expired. I might need to throw this away. You guys might have saved my life. Oh, only in 2024, but it still expired. It's a prenatal DHA and choline by Nordic Naturals. I think I should look it up. Did Nordic Naturals sell out? Hold on. Let me ask the chat GPT. Oh, no. Okay. Nordic Naturals did not sell out. So that's great. Alpha lipoic acid. I had this one from the Vitamin Shop, again, from that Instacart order that I kind of had no other option to do. But this is good for placenta health and uterine contractions and stuff. Energy production and antioxidant support, which is like just, for me with the hematoma, there's an article I can link down below by a gal. I can't remember. She does the Real Food and Pregnancy book. Would love to have her on the podcast. But she talks about with a subchorionic hematoma, a lot of it's like actually an immune response. And so this also helps like boost the immune system. So I also have D-mannose from the brand Now, which is good for urinary health and bladder cleansing. Let's see. If I would have thought this through, I would have organized these, but I didn't. L-tyrosine, it's a neurotransmitter, good for glandular health and function, mental support and alertness. And I don't know, I just take it if I'm feeling a little foggy. You guys remember off of, what is it? Life's a little foggy, little soggy. What movie is that? Shoot. Oh, shoot. It's going to come to me. It's a show from like all the 90s kids are going to get it. But yeah, L-tyrosine, it's 500 milligrams from the Now brand. Malia. Did I already say that? We had Miranda in here somewhere. I took this prior to pregnancy. It's not pregnancy safe. But Dave is still, he was on it before he did the 2 that shall not be named. Here's our Cinnabon that we were talking about from Bioron. Let's see. Vitamin C from Now. I also took this as a, just to get I still take it every day, like for immune support, because I don't want to get sick ever. And if ever like anybody starts to get sick in my house, I like down a whole bunch of oil of oregano, vitamin C, zinc. And I think that's pretty much mostly it. Okay, now we're getting into like the tinctures that were heavy at the bottom. More cranberry. I think my mom got me that. I'm not quite sure where she got it, but it's Nature's Plus. It's 1,000 milligrams of ultra potency. I actually probably wouldn't recommend this one because it has so many additional ingredients, but it does have uva ursi, red clover, but I don't like that it says a pharmaceutical glaze. That's a red flag. Juniper berry's fine. Cellulose, taric acid, no. Phosphate, no. So just get like as simple of ingredients as you can. Okay, what else we got? Calcium and magnesium powder, because after Leo, they say like if your calcium and magnesium is off, well, like you should be on a calcium magnesium, especially if you're in your baby birthing and nursing years, for bone health, not only just like your bones, but like your teeth too, because I lost a tooth after Leora. Because I think my minerals and calcium and magnesium was way down. So this is what we have. We have the Now. Again, I try to balance like what is affordable, best source that I can find within our budget, And that Now brand kind of falls in that a lot. I had selenium. Selenium makes me barf. I don't actually take this anymore, but it's for thyroid health. I prefer to eat my selenium in Brazil nuts. So I've actually I think I took like 2 pills from this because they made me barf. And so I haven't taken it since. But you can just take Brazil nuts and it's potent, like 2 or 3 a day. But again, not medical advice. This is gone. This is Trace Minerals. Magnesium. I actually have the bottle because I liked it. I'm like really into taking my supplements in drinks. So I'll make like a Spindrift with ice and I'll drop a bunch of this magnesium in it, salt, whatever. But I kept the bottle because I actually really liked it and it was from Trace Minerals. Let's see. It's magnesium, chloride, sodium, and potassium, sulfate, and boron. So, and it's all just concentrated seawater complex. So that's a good one. Oh, I love my BioRay collection. I have so many BioRay. Guys, we have a code UTSP10 to try BioRay. Honestly, like their website's super good. You can go on and kind of like just input your symptoms and stuff. And they'll give you like a kind of like a roadmap to start of like kind of like where you need to start with liver and stuff. So I did a lot of liver prepping my body for pregnancy. I did primary detox. Dave has done the Red Rooster. I've actually done the Red Rooster too because it's kind of like they say like a little bit of an energy drink that you can just add it to your whatever your drink of choice. But it's a male energizing tonic. Sorry, I'm going too fast. The liver is awesome. It's just herbs with medicinal mushrooms. And yeah, just freaking great ingredients. So it's a mushroom I can't pronounce, chlorella, reishi, red root, milk thistle, olive leaf, turkey tail, seal root. Just like really, honestly, they have great ingredients. And to me, they're super not to me, but like they are a super affordable brand and it's gentle. So like you kind of don't have to like worry about like this feels very addy, but it's actually like just genuinely how I feel. And we just we're a partner with them because we used them first and then we sought them out. But BioRay is like a affordable with excellent ingredients, good people. But like you're not going to like, you know, like there's this fear of like, oh, look, I can't take these supplements because it's going to like make me have a terrible reaction. I don't feel like BioRay has that because they're so gentle yet effective. But anyways, liver I used a lot. Primary detox I used. That was awesome. And then I think I've just had a couple of the Red Rooster shots like when I was like super tired prior to pregnancy. But Dave takes this one. That's actually a new bottle. And then we have actually Mind Focus. I think I can still take this, but I'd have to look. It's mostly just mushrooms. Licorice, I think, is not recommended in pregnancy, but I have not taken that yet in pregnancy because I haven't needed it. I felt pretty good because I think of the prep that I did in pregnancy. Hold on, let me get all the BioRay stuff out. We have 2 primary detoxes because Dave and I were both doing it, and I wanted to make sure we had enough. But we have their kids collection right now. We are out of the Happy, which is their parasite cleanse. But we have the Calm, which is like it nourishes the liver and removes toxins. Sleepy, so if like my kid's having like sleep problems, I'll give her this. I don't give it to her all the time, but it relaxes the mind, sleeps well. And then Focus, it boosts attention and remove toxins. And then Tummy, it is 11 strain probiotic blend. This is actually not what is in it right now. I replaced it with another supplement. But yeah, and then Pooper we've had before, like so if your kid's not pooping well, it's basically a toxin remover. It is awesome. So if your kid has poop problems, have it on hand, guys. Just have it in your supply closet. Like I say that as I'm like out, but that's Pooper and Happy are what we reorder the most, and probably Calm and Tummy. My kid doesn't have sleep problems, but if she did, I'd probably have to reorder this a lot. And then I was doing there's one more somewhere. I don't know where it went. Maybe it's out. I did their protocol for women, like to get your cycle back in order or to like reset your cycle. But the BioRay after the flow, it's basically like after your period, you start taking this and it helps balance your hormones and stuff. But I kept that in the fridge. I don't know why. I don't think it called for it, but I did. We have a lot of L-tyrosine because I want good cognitive function, and so does Dave, because we have to kind of be pinging. This is a liquid vitamin E. I actually use it topically and orally, trying to prevent stretch marks. And like just vitamin E is good for you in general, and also like the schmeasles thing that was going around. If your kid's low in vitamin E, they're more susceptible to it. So do your research. But liquid vitamin E, it's just called Solgar. Tea tree oil, essential oil. I keep this in our medicine cabinet. Not only do I add it to our bug spray, which I can share my bug spray recipe with you, that is like a really great tick and mosquito spray in particular. But tea tree, if you ever have like a little cold sore pop up, this, like, just do like a little, like, open it like this and then put it, or if like you remember, like, you bite your cheek and then it becomes like a cold sore. I'm telling you, like, just do a little bit of this and put it on it. It'll be gone by the next morning. Or like gargle it or something and spit it out. We have calendula for immune support. Again, this is the things that I was doing before pregnancy, and sometimes I just sneak to Dave. Like, I just hand him a pile of things or a drink filled with whatever I want. It's great. And then cilantro, if Leo is having like angry or like just like outbursts and stuff, and for some reason we don't have happy or pooper, I'll do like a detox smoothie for her, and I'll put some cilantro concentrate in there, because that is nice for removing like heavy metals and stuff. Not that she should have any heavy metals, but sometimes we grow our food in our garden, and so or like buy vegetables from the store, and the ground has heavy metals, and you just have to do with what you got. Here's our vitamin D we were talking about earlier from Orthomolecular. It's my favorite liquid. D3, K2. You need K2 to carry the D3 to your cell. So don't just take a vitamin D, and for the love of God, do not buy your supplements from Walmart or Amazon. Again, prior to pregnancy, and sometimes I actually microdose this and black walnut. Actually, I don't know where my black walnut is. It must be in one of the bathrooms. But wormwood, it's system restoration, gastrointestinal, so like kind of antiparasitic, that, and black walnut. I will sometimes just like microdose all the time. I'm talking like one drop in my water just all the time to kind of like just kind of keep like a dormant. This is not medical advice. This is how I live my life. But I'll just do like one drop in my water if I'm like kind of feeling a little off. But very microdose, especially while pregnant. And then mullein garlic oil is great to put in your ear for ear infections. That is awesome. And it also has calendula and St. John's wort. So just do a couple drops, and that got rid of my ear infection, no problem. With also onion poultice, which is fantastic. I have a Mary Ruth's toddler D3K2. We also just give her the orthomolecular and just measure with a heart. I have the oscillocostinum by the Bioron. I never know how to say that. I'm not going to be able to pronounce a lot of these, but I love that when, like, something I love about BioRay and that this Bioron is that they have what they treat right on them, which I hope I did an okay job explaining all the things and why we take them. I feel like vitamin C is self-explanatory. D3K2 is self-explanatory. DHA and choline. Magnesiums, you should, like, every person in the world should be on a magnesium. Anyways, okay. Kaliidatum. It relieves fungus and sinus pain with runny nose, worse at night, just in case like somebody starts to get sick. Dave's kind of more prone to those fungals because he actually had sphenoid sinus surgery, which I have very thick opinions about that and how unnecessary it was. But he also was a product of the 80s, child of the 80s, where, you know, every kid, actually it still happens to this day, where every kid has their tonsils and adenoids taken out, which is a huge, huge mistake. And you should not do, hashtag not medical advice. But thank God my parents were too poor to have that even checked out. And I have all my adenoids and tonsils and they're just fine. Anyways, allium cepa. I'm gonna like butcher all these names, guys. I'll try to put all of this in the description below. or create like an Amazon, not Amazon storefront. I'll think, I think that's the only option actually. So I'll link it, but you can buy it wherever you want. Relieves runny nose with clear discharge. Arnica Montana relieves muscle pain, stiffness, swelling from injuries, discoloration from bruising. This is what we use when Leora fell down the stairs and hit her eye and had like a really, well, anytime she like falls and hits her head, I give her some arnica. And we also have the topical arnica, which is somewhere in our house. So this is actually not even comparable. This is not a comprehensive thing because we still have some stuff spread throughout the house. But I was like, this is a lot to cover in a podcast. So don't want to like overwhelm you guys. Hydrastis Candicis relieves postnasal drip. A lot of these are actually for like Dave and colds and stuff. Arsenicum album relieves diarrhea with vomit and weakness. Again, these are just things to have on hand. Another Arnica Montana, but a higher dose. This is Cinchona officinalis something. It relieves diarrhea with gas and bloating. Again, these are all safe for kids. So, Coffea cruda, which relieves sleeplessness with mental hyperactivity. And then Ledum palustri relieves insect bites and bruising. So those are good. We have our iodine. Let's see. Wow. That iodine is basically gone. And it was gone kind of early on. So maybe I needed some. It seems like I needed some. Anyways, we'll go to the refrigerated section. Zinc, which actually I should probably take some. I'll just do it on camera, guys. It actually tastes terrible because it's blueberry. I do not recommend this. Oh, that's quite terrible. Honestly, it tastes like fish to me. I don't know why. There's not an ingredient that should. Maybe it's the liposomal proprietary blend, but that's organic sunflower seed oil, which we're going to do an episode on the range of seed oils. And like not all seed oils are created equal. So if you're going to like compromise on a seed oil, like sunflower oil is one we compromise on because it is the lesser of them. Anyways, we're going to do a whole deep dive at some point of like which seed oils are the worst. But anyways, this is our refrigerated section. Right now, because of my GBS, I am taking, again, do as I say, not as I do, Garden of Life. It's the only one I could find local through our shops. Again, I try not to order off Amazon unless it's specifically sold. Like if I was getting this on Amazon, this Garden of Life probiotic, I would only order it from the shop specifically Garden of Life, not just like the cheapest one on Amazon, because they have been known to just take vegetable pills or vegetable glycerin pills and just fill them with like nothing or something harmful. So this is for urinary tract health. So I'm trying to reverse my GBS, which is absolutely possible. And there is an article, I'll actually link it, that my midwife shared with me. And there's specifically 3 strands that you need to target GBS with, and this has all 3 strands. So that's why I have this one. This one has 2 of the 3 strands. I grabbed it just as a backup, and this is Floragen, women's probiotic, basically for vag health and whatever. Oh, iodine drops by Mary Ruth. This one was Floragen. Whoops. And then I had After the Flow, but we already talked about this. So okay, 3 more things. If ever I get any topical injuries, like I cut my hand, like the other day I was trying to put in a solar light around my garden, and I was like pushing it down, and like the plastic broke, and it like went into my hand and went down to the fat. This was like a week ago. I'm not kidding. It was a week ago today, because it was the day before Leora's birthday. And you can't even see it. It's like a barely little scuff. It went down to the fat. I had to pull out a hunk of plastic. It was not good. I was like, oh man, this is going to be terrible. Guys, I cleaned it with hydrogen peroxide, which is also in our kit, but not in our supplement kit. Maybe I'll do like a first aid manual. But I did it in a castor oil and frankincense poultice on top, and I just kept it on there for like the first 24 hours. Then I was like, it actually feels pretty good. And then like the poultice just like kind of fell off. And so, and then I was like, oh, it looks pretty good. And so I just kind of ignored it. And then I just like, it was just so much better almost within that 24 hours that I didn't even notice it. And that like, it went down to the fat. Like it was, I could see the fat in my hand because it cut through all the skin and was down to the fat. So castor oil, this is Queen of Thrones. We do also have a cheaper brand that I use in a lot of our skincare stuff because I render down our own tallow for lotion, and I use the kind of the cheaper castor oil on that. It comes in a plastic bottle, but you know, you do the best you can with what you got. Also, if my kid is starting to get sick, I will do a bentonite clay and apple cider vinegar and baking soda bath. Very gentle for kids. Make sure you measure, not too hot of water. And like also, yeah, this is a good thing just to have on hand. There's lots of ways you can use it. Look that up online. And then here, I hope this isn't overexposed. It feels so overexposed. But the light keeps changing. This is homemade Neosporin. I will post a recipe. It smells so good. Soon, but it's also good for sunburns. It is non-toxic. I'll post a recipe. It's a little on the oily side that I don't like it, so I'm not completely ready to share it. I guess this would maybe go more in a first aid, but that, and then also apple cider vinegar is a fantastic, underrated. If I was going to say, if I were to like be just starting on my health journey and be super overwhelmed by all of this, because I would be like, this is taken, some of these are probably expired. But we don't take it all the time, but this is a very expensive haul. But if I were to say like, oh, I'm just getting started, where should I start? Everybody should be taking vitamin C, D3K2, magnesium, and everyone should have apple cider vinegar. And let's see what else. Oh, I didn't cover these two. And let's see. It's hard because I'm pregnant right now. I love a reishi mushroom. That would be an excellent start for me. That's where I would have started. I think that is where I started. I do also have a Cellcore Para 1, which is like immune and digestive support. Very effective for parasite cleansing. And then Supreme Nutrition, Glyphex Supreme. So if you have grown up in the Midwest or you have eaten a lot of processed food through your life, this is a glyphosate detox. So I felt awesome after like going through this bottle. So I only have a couple pills left. Anyways, wow. This was a very long haul. I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, send me a DM on Instagram and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. It's kind of hard with like 30 supplements in front of me to like go too deep into the specifics, but yeah, this is my medicine cabinet. And actually thank you for forcing me to do this, listener who recommended it, because now I need to put it back and I'll try to actually like organize it into like categories of like, oh, all the vitamin C together, because we have a couple. We have powder and we have pill. There's just different ways to do it. So anywho, I hope this was helpful. Thank you guys for listening, and use our codes if you don't mind. If you do purchase these things and you find it helpful, it's almost always UTSP10 for 10% off, especially with Rogers Hood and BioRay. And yeah, this is what my medicine cabinet looks like. Let us know. We'll have Irene do the same. Wait a minute. Did I do a Takasumi? Did I say Takasumi Supreme? I hope so, because that's a good one. Everybody should have that on hand too. But anyways, if you want Irene to do a haul in her house too, and yeah, just keep sitting in all the requests, because You guys know we are kind of floundering when it comes to like just having all the projects with being on homesteads, being pregnant, having a podcast, having kids, having a husband, trying to have a social life, trying to work out, trying to read our Bible, trying to, have a garden, raising livestock, having poultry. All these things is just like, we love having our podcast, just sometimes it gets a little overwhelming with all the things we have to do. So keep sending us the requests. We really appreciate you and love you guys and love the community that we're building. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.
This content is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice.
Please do your own research and find a trusted medical professional for personalized guidance and advice.
We are not responsible for your decisions based on the information you hear on this podcast.
Bye.
Bye.